The next Distinguished Service Award recipient is Lisa Wrightsman. Now, Lisa is a former student athlete at Sac State. The root of Lisa's success rests in having a purpose specifically to help others. Fear of failure and the unknown once held her back, but this is a message for all of us. She was able to find the courage and went for it, in this case, overcoming addiction. She has since applied the experience to everything that she works to achieve. Lisa currently serves as the managing director of Street Soccer USA's Sacramento chapter, utilizing her soccer skills and life experience to advocate for youth and to help kids learn about themselves while building their character. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming this next Distinguished Service Award recipient, Lisa Wrightsman.
Sheesh. Thank you. Thank you for your comments earlier. I'll tell you a tiny bit about it, but when I left Sac State and even when I was here, I don't think I was ever so proud to be a part of something that stood for so much. And either I wasn't aware of it or it wasn't happening. But regardless, today it's really amazing to have representation, the president, and all the leadership. You really care about the core issues of our community. I'm so proud. And I don't think I felt that way when I left. So, okay, I'm going to do this. First, my mom's down here. My wife's over there, Tiffany. Thank you. We're going to get that out of the way. For those of you that do know me, it's taken a lot of love, a lot of support, and a tremendous amount of community for me to even be alive, let alone receiving an award or an acknowledgement. And this recognition from Sac State is extra special to me because I feel like Sac State knows me pretty well. Lois knows me pretty well. Like the wild child kind of looking for themselves in college, and then, what I've been able to do with my life afterwards and finding some direction. But I definitely loved every moment that I was here. Probably some of the best 4 years of my life was being a student athlete and being on campus and being in the locker room and, traveling and playing my heart out. When I left college, I didn't have that direction, and there were a lot of reasons that I didn't feel. I felt misunderstood or maybe unacknowledged. And today I know that was because I actually didn't know who I was. But it took a long time to come back here. I kind of blocked those years out. And the worst part about that was they were really good years. So it took an amends I had to make to the athletic director at the time to apologize for some of my behaviors. And I was expecting some words, and instead he said, welcome back. And it never occurred to me that the door had always been open to kind of come back to Sac State. And I didn't realize how much of my life I had been blocking off because I didn't, feel comfortable. So I just want to first appreciate, or second or third, we're on whatever number. Definitely acknowledge Sac State keeping the door open and that opportunity alive. Whether we walk through it or not is not really something you can control, but that is something that exists today still, and I think that's a huge asset for a college. I left on bad terms, and I remember thinking to myself, I'll show them. One day they're gonna ask me to speak at an event, and I'll tell them there's not enough money in the world. And then here we are. Me accepting a really nice award. Thank you. So I just wanted to say, I really appreciate the college. I appreciate the role that's being played in the community. For me, I feel really lucky, like I said, to be alive, let alone in a position of opportunity and influence, because when I needed help the most, the goal was to just stay alive. Like, I didn't make those amends and I didn't do those things to get an award. I did them because I wanted to stay sober. And recognizing, when I look back, those small chances that people gave me, it meant everything. It made the difference. They didn't know that they were creating, a future leader or like someone that was going to need help again, but it was there. And I kind of say that because the condition of like Sacramento is there's a lot of people struggling. There's a lot of mental illness. The homelessness is crazy. Addiction is so intense. And we, it would be nice if we could identify early, like, who should I help? When should I help them? But that's just not a luxury that we have. And so I think, kind of use this moment is like, you got to kind of put everything out there and keep the doors open and allow them, to take it or not. But we can't decide how and when we provide that support. Like, I have a younger brother who's very schizophrenic, and I'm often grateful that I had the addiction issue, not the mental health issue, because my capacity to move forward with my life is very different than his. And if you can't find empathy or understanding for the people who are living on the streets and in these situations, then I would say think about the parents who stay awake all night, can't sleep because they're wondering if their kid's gonna, they're gonna get a phone call or they're gonna be on the street. And so I think a lot of you in this room have probably had to love somebody in that situation. But as a community, we have the opportunity to open those doors, even if you don't know what that looks like. But I'm sure that's well over 2 minutes. So thank you, but I really appreciate what Sac State is to me, what it's to my life and to my family. And let's keep doing the good work out there.